It was like 11%.
11% really high.
I don't know if that's going to sit at the end.
You
that's
are
a lot
amazing
higher
at
than
Brawlhalla.
normal.
It's just when it comes to godly streak, all right, you're fighting against prophecy at this point, all right? I'd love to see it be shattered here. And maybe we're on our way here. We've got Val versus Akuma here on Apocalypse. Game number 1, sword v sword. And Godly is at a damage deficit here going into the beginning of this game, but that D-Light side air puts him off the side of the stage, and Godly takes over control of center stage. No, they're still fighting for it.
I said one of the most difficult things about fighting Godly is that even when you get a lead, even when you get a stock lead, it somehow doesn't matter because he just has these insane capability of refusing to get hit when it comes to the end. So that lead must be built massively. You need a 2-stock lead on him just to fight for a potential round sometimes. But hysen is definitely made it interesting to start, but Godly evened it back up.
Ooh, yeah, sidelines are coming through here, and Godly's looking for that first knockout, dodges back to avoid the recovery from hysen. The pummel put him off stage. Nice weapon throw downwards, forces hysen to recover high, and a D-Light recovery could do it there. One more pickup recovery from hysen would be huge. And both players are looking for that one strong hit to take the lead, and that will do it. hysen, no. Godly managing to survive 2 strong hits. Finally, hysen gets the knockout there and takes the lead in game 1.
That side air, I felt that one. It's like, come on, like, please go down. And it finally went through, but it took 3 big hits just to finally find that mark for hysen. Now, for hysen, you have to build on this. You have to build on this as much as you possibly can. And luckily for him, he still doesn't fall there, so you get some more chance to get some more extra credit. Neutral Light should never mind.
This is like exactly what just happened on the right side of the stage, right? Yeah. The recovery misses. It's like, oh, why did you go down Neutral Light? Oh, come on. Weapon throw, though, that time is what Godly does to secure that stock. And now it's 2-2 Ajax. So let's see how this plays out here. So far, hysen, I've been feeling good about the pressure that he's been putting through, but like I still have like this, like, it's almost like this instinct in the back of my head that goes like, but Godly's on the screen.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to, I'm holding out hope because I will say that hysen has definitely looked very good to start. Going for the dare, he's going to miss out on it. Going to go ahead and avoid that as well. You do not want to get caught by that for Godly because once that jump resource is gone, he catch you with that D-Sig. Congratulations. You're probably going to get edge guarded.
Down air. Nice job. Sidestick goes for the spike there. Godly's been putting up the shurikens. We've been seeing everybody that's been picking Val so far, having that be a staple in their edge guard play, where instead of going off the ground pound, if they're not low enough where that would knock out, they put up the down guard at the edge, trying to catch people slipping up the side of the stage. Yeah, Godly with the edge guard here. Could get it, but hysen makes it back.
Aggressive dare, sword neutral stick is not going to connect. D-Light recovery, still not enough. I mean, the Val, like, survivability bonus that seems to be happening here on Apocalypse, just refusing to get knocked out. But another one of those, especially off of that, I was just about to say, off of a GC D-Light, should take it, but hysen just avoids it.
Oh, yeah, that survival bonus that you're talking about, which, by the way, isn't actually a thing in Brawlhalla, but it might as well be.
I'm saying in this round right now, they have both refused to get knocked out. So
and it took a D-Light recovery after, what was that, 4 recoveries where we both probably went, that should have knocked out, and to take him down, but that survivability coming through really huge here. And once again, Godly somehow holding on to this stock longer than we both feel like he should.
That red is deep barbecue sauce right now, and it took that long to get knocked out. Sider's finally going to do it, though, and very even game. Hysen keeping it as close as possible right now.
Yeah, the only detriment, I guess, in Hysen's favor is that Godly did take the first stock in that last engagement, but it's been so close.
He has been able to take them first. That is the biggest thing. He's finishing his food before hysen can, so hysen's going to have to find a way to stop that this time. In a really bad spot right now, though.
Is that going to be it off the spike? He did touch. No, he didn't. Sweats off the bottom of the stage just like that. Dead even game the entire time. Godly takes it with a basically fresh stock.
Yep.
And it was off of that one well-placed side sig. I mean, I don't know if you've got the signature accuracy there ready to go, but I'm pretty sure as far as signatures Godly put out, that was maybe 1 of 2?
Yeah, that was, out of 11 thrown, which, granted, most of them were the shuriken.
That's right.
Like, a lot of them were shuriken.
There are some signatures where I don't go like, that whiffed, so that was bad.
Yeah, your brain. Yeah, it's because it's a stage control thing. But 9% hit. But I think in terms of the sword, he also missed the sword neutral sig a couple times too. Okay. But all that matters is that you find the one that you need.
Hits. Yep. There you go.
And to absolutely nobody's surprise whatsoever, it's Val's. So we're going to find our way over to Demon Island.
Yeah, this seems to be the place to fight when you got swords and gauntlets going up against each other. Man, what an interesting result to that game 1. Really neck and neck, and then it just became a total Godly show there off the edge, the side of the stage of that edge guard. And now we're going to game number 2 with the gauntlets coming through and Godly, while sweating, still comboing hysen, and that neutral sig just barely avoided spiking him. Side sig just barely avoided taking him down, and Godly now really running away with it in game 2.
This is what we were saying before. You could start things off good against Godly, and then he finishes it out in a dominant fashion. And then it just starts to steamroll away from you because Godly has figured you out. Hysen looks so good.
Oh, the weapon throw. I thought he was going to combo it anyways. Ah, that would have been so sick. Deal recovery. No survival bonus this time.
No, not anymore. It's disappeared. He did his best to try and play around that too. He went towards the weapon to try and bait Godly to think he would pick it up so he could go for the D-Light recovery to the left and then get away from him. And Godly instantly reacted to the shift over to the right with the GC D-Light. So Godly not being fooled by like the basic bait there. It feels like it's getting more and more difficult for him to try and trick Godly out of disadvantage.
Oh, man, the neutral sig catches Godly, but it doesn't knock him out. Goes back to the stage. Will he weapon throw to cover his landing? No, he weapon throws forward, picks it back up. Fighting back and forth here, hysen really keeping it close still. Wants that neutral sig, that gets the knockout. He knew from the last amount of knockout, he was like, okay, just a little bit more damage will do it. And he catches him. Godly now down 2-2. And this is a development that I wasn't so sure would happen, which was after that first stock, which I felt like was very Godly favored. Hysen cleans things up really well and puts Godly off the back foot on the right side of the stage as he's getting some more neutral wins in here.
Yeah, he's actually evened his damage completely. Trying to catch him himself. He actually didn't do that at all last game.
Yeah.
So I actually kind of like that.
Now all Vals have done it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, now they're just going to be exchanging shurikens here.
We're doing that in neutral now.
Yeah, that is a first.
I mean, it's also just, it is a good approach check too, on occasion, just not too much.
because you get the fade away when you do the move. You're not dashing forward. You're actually propulsing yourself away from your opponent while putting out a threat. It's very useful, especially on the stage where there's no platforms to jump on so that you can approach your opponents from above. So, liking what I'm seeing here. Oh, Godly just barely slipped off stage to bait hysen. Weapon throw forward. That could be an edge guard. Oh, hysen recovers all the way high, uses the weapon throw to stop Godly from punishing him, and now it's even again.
It's actually crazy how all of this came from the fact that hysen looked like he was slightly confused on how he was positioned on the left to try and get that maybe edge guard onto Godly. He still ends up walking away with it at the end with the recovery, but he took a lot of damage on what was advantageous for a second, and Godly almost took it away.
Oh, and there's that down tick in neutral that you were just talking about. That's the first one I think we've seen hit. Hysen gets that on the right side of the stage, gets some extra damage through. Godly looking for the knockout there with the neutral light recovery, gets him off the top, but hysen did take the lead on that second stock.
I like what Godly did there. He jumped in place a few times, the bait to hysen. Hey, I'm out of resources. You can come punish me. Absolutely not. Drifted around it, baited him to go in with that side light to get that free recovery.
Yeah. Because when you're out of resources, I mean, that recovery is always there until you use it. You can exchange jumps for it, but yeah, that strong hit came through pretty well for Godly. And now that's that falling side air. He's getting more of these landings. D-Light side air. Hysen off the side of the stage. We saw this before, Ajax. He's got to be careful. He makes it back. Hysen's been doing a good job adapting to the style that Godly edgeguards with by doing these, like, he recovers high, but he diagonal throws his weapon. So the biggest concern is if hysen gets off stage without a weapon. That's what Godly's looking to do right now.
I was actually just about to say, if I'm hysen, I'm trying to take center stage control, and Godly realized very quick, oh, you're trying to force center stage, not just try to take it. He kept trying to jump over, caught him with nairs multiple times. Recovery is going to put him in a bad spot, though. Sneaks his way back down here, Taza.
Oh, he's got one less jump than he should. But the weapon, that recovery style is working so well for him. The sword's really damaged, but it doesn't matter. Godly just barely dodges the weapon throw. He's got wall slip activating. Hysen denying the weapons. It's a fresh sword, and the neutral sig takes it. Hysen, after a deficit at the beginning of game 2, brings out a win.
The GG at the end of the round 2, and that's I mean, that's honestly worth that one. Like Hysen. He was close all of game 1 too.
Yeah.
It was just that last edge guard that came in from Godly. Hysen is making this as competitive as possible, playing perfect neutral with him. There's a couple times, of course, where Godly kind of read the overextensions jumping really quick. But look at the graphs.
We can watch the graph shift into, it's like what?
They're the same.
Yeah.
They're the same. They're almost exactly the same from stock 2 and 3.
But we get to watch. What's cool about that is that we get to watch the graphs overlap each other until they are literally even, until that hysen just ekes out over the edge at the very end. I don't even think he technically did. I think he was at like 9 damage behind. But I mean, at that point, you're just splitting hairs. Though, that side stick comes through. The dive kick stops Godly. It's a near 0 to death for hysen in game number 3. Ajax
what a
hysen
way to start off game 3,
I'm trying to remember if I've seen Godly make a elimination bracket run. I don't.
No, I think Duke brought it up in pre-show, and
yeah.
I'm inclined to believe him because it's kind of hard to not believe it at this point, but he said that he hasn't even dropped a set this year.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure if that's completely accurate.
When I saw hysen get the win, I was like, you know, that's rare to see Godly drop a game in sets, let alone drop a set. So let's see how this plays out, because hysen's not even at a number of damage where he even needs to be worried. Godly would have to get a side stick and then some change to be able to get this edge guard.
I think we've seen some game 5s, but usually like at the end. But Godly always shuts it down. And hysen has been definitely looking very good. However, he's going to go ahead and get set packing on that first stock, not wasting any time to go ahead and get that even back up in the yellow. But, I mean, for hysen, I'm feeling very comfortable in the fact that he might actually hold this lead the way he's playing so far.
Yeah, rare mishap from Godly. Neutralites the wrong way. hysen punishes it. Goes over to the gauntlets. Dashes forward. Baits the Sair. Down sig doesn't catch Godly dodging in, but the Nair does. Side light goes through. Nice turnaround Neutralite from Godly, trying to keep hysen off stage, but hysen just battles his way back in. So much more damage coming in on Godly. He repositions, goes back to that neutral, which hysen's doing so well, and then Godly, while getting some damage through, I can't believe that hysen was stacked on him and just didn't get that hit in.
Godly trying to get something started right there, missing on the D-lights, missing on the Nairs, missing on the neutralites. That's a lot of whiffs from Godly. So hysen able to sneak away from all these starters. hysen has him in good range. Just going for the sword neutral sig. Again, he's been catching him quite a few times where he's been jumping in there. I don't disagree with that, but he needs to be careful because you do not want to take a big whiff punish from Godly right now.
Yeah, hysen has had Godly at this amount of damage this entire stock, whereas he's been slowly losing the lead as Godly's getting one win hit here and there. There's that side air. Godly repositions, goes back to center. No dodge. That's a good punish. Neutral sig catches hysen off guard. Downlights off the side of the stage. No, he D-lights the wrong way, and hysen knocks him off stage. This could be hysen taking it a 2-1 lead.
That's going to put him in that 2-1 lead right on cue. Godly can answer back pretty quickly, so hysen's got to be careful about how he decides to approach, trying to get things started. Already pushed off stage, going to get access to the gauntlets. He's going to go for a neutral light.
Whoa.
No, tries to catch it, but the weapon toss lets him get in.
He has to figure something out about that. hysen has been stuffing every single edge guard from Godly onto the stage by doing that diagonal weapon throw down. Godly gets hit by it. He makes it back to the stage, and then hysen all of a sudden has a lot of the lead going through. And if he doesn't do that, Godly's at risk of going down to the elimination bracket. Recovery hits, evens things up. It is 1-1 on the sets. So even if hysen wins this, he's got to win another one. But so far, this is looking great for hysen.
The best thing you could ask for is 2-1 in favor over Godly. And hysen playing like he could do that. But Godly answering back right now, has stage control. Going to dodge in front. Going to take a neutral light into side light. Not too bad, but now Godly with stage control here, and it's looking like he's refusing to give it up. hysen does walk his way back on, but once again, remember in the last game, hysen kept trying to force center stage.
Yeah.
And Godly got a lot of damage out of him because of it.
Yeah, and now we're in this situation where I think he's acknowledging that. And there was a little bit of a moment where both players were waiting for the other one to act, and then Godly went like, okay, if you're not coming towards me, I'll come towards you. Gets a bunch of damage, and then a D-light recovery would seal the deal here for Godly. There it is, right on cue, gets him off the top of the stage, and he brings it to a 2-1 lead with a 618 damage done to 373. I didn't quite register that that's how much more damage Godly was doing.
That's, again, another one where you could have fooled me with the damage meter. Like, I actually cannot believe I'm looking at 618 to 373.
Oh, yeah, that first little sliver was Godly losing that stock.
Yeah, that's right.
He got side six spiked at like 0.
That's right. Yeah, so that very first play of the game from hysen made that as close as it did.
Yeah.
And you know, that second stock, both of them, again, very similar. You see the guide kind of, like the graph going up very close to each other, but it was at the end where Godly just like, all right,
we just stopped taking damage. Yeah, we can see it right there. Look at that. That's crazy. Yeah, so one stock Godly didn't have in the game, and then he just was like, oh, I got to make the next 2 count. And now hysen on the back foot has been pushed onto Hattori for this match point, right? Because he's got to win 2 games in a row against Godly now to get into that winner's semifinal. Godly just has to win 1 to stop potentially catastrophic situation of going down to the elimination bracket, something he doesn't do.
And that's not a place that he knows at all.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe in losing. That is not a thing he does. And hysen, speaking of popularity, Ryzen picks, of course, Spear. Everybody get picked up on the Spear.
Credits to South America for basically innovating that meta.
Let's go Fiend.
Yeah.
That's... with the changes to Hammer and such, a lot of people kind of transitioned over to that more of late. And the weight, however, the defense on Hattori, not going to play you any favors in trying to survive against Godly's push. So you're going to have to find those big combo starters. Double dare, weapon toss down. Wait a minute, triple dare.
That's
and
it.
That you could have asked for a better situation for hysen.
So hysen, no stranger to playing Hattori, has locked in him plenty of times in his competitive career, but also something to highlight. You were mentioning stats. The thing that Hattori has over many other legends is that really high base movement speed. I'm talking that 8 movement speed, highest in the game currently. And you could even get into 9 if you wanted to, but there's not really much reason to. We saw hysen going onto the left side of the stage, using that movement speed because it affects ground mobility and air mobility, makes it that much more lucrative to position in the air with those down airs. And the better that you are controlling your character in the air with that movement speed, the more dares like that you get off stage.
Exactly. It helps you at a disadvantage too, which is very necessary. That weapon toss actually helping at the last second because Godly played around the beginning of it, and he got hit by the late end of it. But, so that still worked out for hysen.
Hysen's weapon throws have been so great on these recoveries, whether it's from beneath the stage or right diagonally above. Sidelight catches him into a D-Light side air, punishing Godly for going for that recovery, and hysen forces all of his options. Godly does touch the wall, and wall slip starts. Let's see if this edge guard comes through. hysen with no dodge. That means the D-Light ground pound. Godly. I was talking about that with you in the previous games, right? I feel like the only time hysen can ever get edge guarded is if he gets in that unfortunate situation where a weapon isn't in his hands.
Pretty much, yeah. It was, I think it was 3 for 3 on the weapon toss in. Actually 4 because of the spear as well. Letting him get back up a hysen, putting himself in a position once again on last stock. It's always been last stock. It's never been dominant here up against Godly.
Oh, man. And hysen always got to be careful. Godly slides all the way off stage to that sideline. Godly fighting unarmed against hysen's sword. He chose to. The weapon was there the entire time, and hysen's like, okay, cuts him through, gets another fresh sword. This time sword picked up from Godly, but Godly took a bunch of damage there. Nair comes through. Nice landing on the neutral light, D-Light side air. Okay, hysen now in red, and there's that defense differential we were talking about, Ajax. Side six spikes him, and just like that, Godly takes it 3-1 over hysen in what was a pretty close set, all things considered.
Best thing about that side stick at the end, that's how he closed out game 1.
Yeah.
He held on to that for a long time. Got the first game closer, never went for it again. Not one time after that to let him feel comfortable on the ledge. Those weapon tosses always gone unpunished and such. At the very end, though, recognition of the fact that, you're going to feel kind of comfortable here. Maybe you go for a little weapon toss. You think you can sneak on the wall. Not today. And Godly takes 3-1 over hysen to get himself that nice, comfortable cushion as the first qualifier on winner's side for top 8.
What a terrifying bracket demon at the face, though, with hysen in the elimination bracket before top 8, right? And that's a thing that a lot of players are just going to... I feel like we're just going to be seeing in Europe until the code is cracked, which maybe it never will.